Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend DG Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/capesandlunatics. Hope to see you there. Is that a red and purple helmet on your head, or are you just happy to see me? All right, kids, that's right. Welcome back to another episode of X-Men Classics. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, Lord, the biggest fan of the Soviet super soldiers. It is.
That's right, Justin the Owl, honorary mascot of the Soviet super soldiers.
Ursa Owl himself. It is.
I didn't make the tryouts for the final team.
That's right, everyone, because, this time we're going to cover the X-Men versus the Avengers, the miniseries from 1987.
The original.
Oh, yeah. Don't confuse it with that 2000 stuff. Yeah, no.
Please don't. Please don't. Yes, this is not something involving the Phoenix Force splitting between 5 different hosts.
Including Namor.
Including Namor, yeah. Oh my God, what a mess.
I know. Well, I mean, that wasn't Bendis at least partially involved in that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, lots going on here.
Yes, this is packed with story.
Well, again, you get the Avengers, the X-Men, the Soviet super soldiers.
Yeah, lots of different things going on here.
Oh yeah. All right. Oh, for the higher than usual price of $1.50.
That's right. Yeah, these were what were they? Prestige format issues back in the day.
Wow, who would pay that for a comic?
Oh man,
kill for that.
I remember back in the day, I got the first issue and the third. Like I missed the other two, like the number 2 and number 4, until years later when I found them in a back issue thing.
That's like go through back issue. It's like go through back issue bins and you find part of a mini series and you're like,
yeah,
I don't know if I want to buy it.
Okay.
Set, but then you have to because I hate that. Like some places you go, they'll just have bought long boxes, but they're in no particular order, kind of.
Right.
So.
They're all scattered. I don't mind that though. I mean, that's part of the fun for me, is rifling through those long boxes for old back issues, especially if it's the dollar bin.
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to walk out of there with at least 10 back issues if they're $1 each. I know it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Half the time they're $1. I'm walking out with at least 20.
Probably. Yeah, 20. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So should we jump into these?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is another pick for your birthday month.
Yes. Thank you. Another good pick.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I knew this was an old favorite of yours as well.
It's been forever since I read this.
Yeah. Nice. Look at that cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Good covers, but I think 2 really straight issue 2.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely.
All right. X-Men vs. Avengers #1 from April 1987. Justice for All. Writer Roger Stern. Penciler Mark Silvestri. Inker Joseph Rubinstein. Colorist Christy Shealy. Letterer Joe Rosen. And editors Mark Grunwald and Ann Nocenti.
Yeah.
So... No wonder the continuity was perfect on this. It's Grunwald.
Yes. Yeah, we had all those classic throwbacks to X-Men #1. Mark Grunwald is right there and informing them of all of that classic stuff.
And Magneto pulled some stuff in X-Men 150, right? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
They mentioned that over and over.
Yeah.
All right. An asteroid came crashing down on the United States, but it was halted by the Avengers. It was later discovered that the asteroid is part of Magneto's former orbital headquarters, Asteroid M. Other parts of Asteroid M crashed in other parts of the world. It also crashed in Russia, and the Soviet super soldiers were able to contain the train accident caused by the asteroid's magnetic properties. The Crimson Dynamo arrived later and assisted the Russian heroes. In addition to helping them, the Crimson Dynamo was there to recruit them to help him bring Magneto to justice to answer for his crime of sinking the Russian submarine, the Leningrad, which, again, X-Men 150.
Right.
And we'll mention this over and over. Yeah, so
Yeah.
150.
Get used to that.
No. While the X-Men were relaxing by a lake, Magneto heard from the radio about the asteroid's unusual magnetic properties and suspected that they were fragments of his former base. Without involving the X-Men, Magneto set out to find the largest chunk of his former base, which was reported to have landed in Kampuchea. The X-Men noticed his departure and set out to follow him and take him down if he reverted to his criminal ways. Upon arriving, Magneto found a chunk of Asteroid M at the bottom of the lake. He raised his former base using his magnetic power. He found his former helmet and set up bombs around the base in order to destroy it completely. Magneto wanted to sink the debris so that the explosion would not cause any harm. But before he could do so, the Avengers were already there and inadvertently prevented Magneto from sinking it. Magneto attacked the Avengers, but their new recruit, Dr. Druid, used his mental powers to stop Magneto. However, before the Avengers could properly secure Magneto, the Soviet super soldiers arrive and to take custody of Magneto, and when the Avengers refused, the Soviets attacked. And also, we were told Warlock accidentally destroyed Asteroid M while coming to Earth in New Mutants 21.
Oops. But that wasn't common knowledge.
Mm-hmm. All right, so thoughts.
I love this one. I love the great Mark Silvestri art.
Yeah.
And reading this now makes me wish that he had done Avengers in addition to X-Men at some point.
Oh, yeah.
But right after his tenure on X-Men, he went over to Image. So we didn't, unfortunately, we didn't get to see him do a whole lot of other stuff for Marvel, which was unfortunate. But we did get a dose of his rendition of the Avengers here, which made me extremely happy.
Oh, yes.
And this miniseries, and I'll mention this probably a few times throughout this episode, but I'm so thankful that we have Roger Stern writing this, because he and Mark Grunwald are like two of the few writers that know how to write Dr. Druid well, number one. Number two, can write Dr. Druid into a story and make him work with the rest of the story without making the rest of the story have to work around him. And number three, have an effective and efficient use for his abilities in a story such as this. There's numerous times when his powers are used extremely well, given the situation that he's found himself in, or the situation that the Avengers are in, I should say. Yeah. So that made me happy too. That Dr. Druid just wasn't there, just skulking around in the background, just doing the Force thing, the Obi-Wan Kenobi Force thing on people. Like he was actually doing all kinds of stuff in this series, as we'll see.
Or just being a dick.
Or just being a dick. I mean, that was Walt Simonson writing him that way.
Yeah.
Like you won't see, you notice in that Avengers stuff, the shift when Roger Stern leaves and Walt Simonson takes over. Like the shift in Dr. Druid's demeanor and just his all-around disposition towards everyone, not just the Avengers, but everybody else, changes like on a dime, on an instant. It's you can see it. You can pinpoint the moment. But yeah, in this first issue, he's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love this. Yeah, it's fantastic. Especially
him and Captain America clearing the crowd, because where's that asteroid going to hit? Of course, a Kmart.
Naturally, a shopping mall. Yeah. Well, it is 1987, so
I know.
Department stores and shopping malls everywhere, in every town in America.
Another 20, 25 years, that place would have been deserted.
Exactly. Yep, that would have been a thrift store. Yeah. Yeah, what did you think of this one? You said it's
I
been a while
liked it.
since
Like
you
you said,
read this.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they used, Roger Stern used Dr. Druid well, especially helping Captain America evacuate the store. And
Hmm.
like I like Mark Silvestri's take on like Monica Rambeau, Captain
Yeah.
Marvel, and yeah,
Yeah, she looks great in this. And so does She-Hulk. She-Hulk looks fantastic in this. The Black Knight looks great.
Thor in that
The,
armor.
the Soviet super soldiers. This was the story that made me a fan of them.
Mm.
Like I'd seen them before in some other stuff and thought that they were okay, but this iteration of the team with the gremlin with the second titanium man armor, where he's kind of
Mhm.
hiding in the middle of the chest compartment. Like I love that. I think that that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I mean, there's been a bunch of Crimson Dynamos. I couldn't even remember which version it
Oh
was.
man, there's been so many. There's been like 8 or 9 of them. Yeah,
No.
yeah. But this guy in particular was antagonistic because he was a KGB agent.
Yes.
So he had his own agenda at all times,
Hmm.
which usually ran uh, opposite of what everybody else was doing. Yeah, as we'll also see later on in this.
Hmm.
Yeah, but everybody looks great. The art is amazing. Like I can't say any bad stuff about the artwork. I think it's all great.
Oh yeah, no.
And it's interesting to see too this roster of the X-Men at this time.
Oh yeah.
Like I will complain that Psylocke, my girl Betsy, was not in this. Her and Longshot were just kind of
Sidelined. Yeah.
sidelined for this whole thing, and I thought that was a bummer because I kind of wanted to see her, Psylocke, and Doctor Druid get into like a mental duel, and that would be pretty awesome.
Oh
But
yeah.
that didn't happen. It's okay. But this version of the team with Havoc instead of Cyclops, the blonde biscuit, constantly steaming all the time and having to blow things up so he doesn't go crazy. And then Storm with no powers, rocking the mohawk.
Hmm.
Wolverine in his brown John Byrne outfit. Dazzler.
Uh huh.
Yeah. So this was a unique version of the team of X-Men to and a unique lineup of the Avengers as well. So
Yeah.
it was a cool choice to do this way.
I mean, I think we have an episode or two coming up this year, but maybe put on the list more X-Men from this era, especially like the Australian stuff.
Absolutely, I will cover that anytime, any old time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love Rogue. The Wolverine sitting on the edge of the dock. I'll get wet later. And Rogue, what a bet!
Want
Flies
to
straight
bet?
off the bed. I was
A
like,
cannonball. Yeah. And he uses his claw to kill that one like gnat.
why? Yeah.
Yeah. So funny.
Mm. Obsessed with television. They can't even go out to the lake to have fun without a television.
Yeah, just wait. Soon we'll have cell phones and it'll be a mini television at the lake.
Exactly.
But hundreds of them.
You'll have your telephone in it, and your television, and your
You know,
camera.
everything.
Pocket.
All of it. Yeah.
Mm. But yeah, Magneto hears the news report and thinks, that must be Asteroid M.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, we got all these great flashbacks of all the old Magneto stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, this art is so good. Just when Magneto's taking off, Wolverine give him the side eye.
Yeah. Giving him the stink eye. He knows what's up. He didn't trust him at all in the X-Men rather. During his whole time in there, Wolverine gave him so much crap.
Oh yeah, because I mean, I think we're gonna get that. We're gonna get to that too. Or no, was that? Oh, was that X-Men #1 or something when we covered again back on like episode 1 where
Yes.
Wolverine and Cyclops are coming out, and he was like, okay, I get it. Cyclops, he never trusted me, but he's like, at least Wolverine worked with me for a while.
Right.
Which again, after this history they go over in this, I don't know why he thinks everyone would trust him.
Yeah. Very true.
The whole X-Men #1 thing. Then he takes over Santa Marco.
Then there was the Captain America annual number 4
Yeah.
reference. I love that. I've actually got that annual. I love that. It's a Jack Kirby one.
And I forgot. I completely forgot. Journey in the Mystery 109. You know, when Magneto.
Thor and Magneto. Yeah. Their
Maybe-
first encounter.
Maybe next year we might have to do a Magneto month.
We could do that Magneto May or something. Yeah.
Or March, May. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that idea. Just do a whole bunch of stuff on X-Men and Marvel Tales.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Even cover that. Oh yeah, Defender 16 when he gets turned into a baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember the last time I read that one.
Yeah, Magneto's almost like Doom. He's pretty much encountered most people.
Everyone. And he's gone through so much stuff in his history.
I think there's some Avengers. Yeah, there's been Avengers issues where he's fought the team.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. The entire team.
Mm. Oh yeah, back to he wrecked the sink a submarine in 150, but then he pulled up a volcano in that Russian city and destroyed the entire city.
Yeah, so basically everyone in that city dead, like a version of Pompeii brought to the 20th century.
Again, he's like, oh, why does anyone trust me? Well, okay, let's just take the one issue, X-Men 150. How many people aboard that
Exhibit
submarine?
A.
Between the submarine and then you burned an entire city.
Exhibit B.
Why don't people trust me?
Yeah.
Because again, they keep talking in these about like, the rise of anti-mutant feelings and stuff. Well, it's like, well, yeah, you're the poster child, don't you know?
Yeah, and then there was that island Santo Marco that he overthrew and declared himself the leader of. Exhibit C. This whole list of stuff that could be put at his feet.
The Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Well, maybe that's what drove him insane. The Toad hitting on his daughter.
Is that a sentient tongue?
Only Wanda knows for sure. Yeah, this was great at the end when you have all three groups converging.
Yeah.
For this confrontation. It's fantastic.
Yeah, because the Avengers tracked down Magneto. Well, first Captain Marvel, since he travels so fast.
You're right. She's always going to beat everybody else there. It's just a given. Yeah.
I love, right before Magneto's ready to attack, Dr. Druid puts him under his control, and then they try to put those manacles on him to keep his powers under control. Then the X-Men show up.
Yeah.
Wolverine, the only stupid moves are made by folks who cross me. Care to try your luck. But yeah, then of course Wolverine smells the Soviets showing up. Yep, that's how the issue ends. Yeah, the Soviets. Because the Avengers are like, we have him in custody. The World Court has deputized us to bring in Magneto, but
yeah,
the Russians want him for themselves. But yeah.
Yeah, great issue.
Very good. Yeah. All right. Should we dive into number
move
2?
On to number 2, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, this might be the most striking cover there.
The cover is, look at that. It's very dynamic and dramatic all in one.
All right. All right, kids. So all right, X-Men vs. Avengers number 2, May 1987, Uneasy Allies. Writer Roger Stern. Well, same team, including our editors here.
Yeah.
All right. We got Uneasy Allies. Confronted by the Soviet super soldiers, the Avengers battle on to prevent Magneto from being taken. The Soviets lose when Dr. Druid uses his powers of illusion on Darkstar to use her powers on her own teammates. believing them to be the Avengers. When she begins to see the truth, Dr. Druid captures her mind. When the Soviets detained by with the Soviets detained by Darkstar, the Avengers bring Magneto to their Quinjet, and the X-Men arrive to save Magneto from capture. A battle between the Avengers and X-Men ensues, but Magneto soon regains consciousness and warns both teams about the explosives in Asteroid M. Captain Marvel uses her abilities to search for the explosives at light speed, but it proves to be already too late to stop its explosion. Magneto uses his mutant powers to shield both teams from the explosive debris. Magneto then leads the X-Men to their Blackbird and leaves the stunned Avengers behind. However, Magneto and his team are unaware that Dr. Druid has snuck aboard the Blackbird. So, another use of his power is basically just like,
Make
hypnotic.
himself invisible.
Yeah, at least to
Which,
them, yeah.
which I thought was like, how is Wolverine not going to like use his sense of smell to smell like the scent of him? I get that he might not be able to see him, but
I guess I don't know. Maybe you can hypnotize him, and that's not the old bald man you're smelling.
right. That's what I'm saying. He's using like Obi-Wan Kenobi stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's either this one or the next one. But Druid even says he's like, well, Magneto's strong-willed. He's gonna see, he's gonna see through this eventually.
Yeah.
But talk about that Silvestri art. That.
Oh man, I wish I could have a poster of that.
Yeah.
On my wall. That is phenomenal artwork.
Just take out like the title instead, like the bubbles and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. There were some moments with this artwork where, and maybe it's just because I've been reading some of it in preparation for our coming episodes, but it reminds me of a little bit of Mike Zeck's artwork from Secret Wars.
Yeah.
In some of the panels, just a little bit in places, which is always a good thing in my opinion. But yeah, I love this artwork. I love how, like, again, the powers of Dr. Druid were used very effectively. Not only he used them well against Ursa Major.
Oh yeah.
He used them well against Darkstar to basically incapacitate the entire team of the Soviet super soldiers in one go. And then he used them at the end to infiltrate the Blackbird right under Wolverine's nose.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So yeah, I'm a firm believer that Roger Stern and Mark Gruenwald were two of the only writers that really knew how to use this character.
Oh yeah. Again, yeah, Roger Stern is great. He knows how to use all these characters. I love that 2-page spread when Vanguard throws his hammer. It's not Thor's hammer because She-Hulk just catches
it, yeah. And we'll see too in a later issue what happens to that hammer when he tries that against Thor. Yeah, it doesn't go so well for him.
It's the whole thing. Thor's wearing the battle armor, so he's like injured. He's not feeling his best. So it's taking a little while to get Titanium Man. Meanwhile, Captain America's smashing up Crimson Dynamo with that.
Yeah, yeah, he's doing really well.
And I love how Rogue's like freaked out by Captain Marvel because it's like we're never going to be able to escape from someone who moves at light speed.
Yeah. She's probably like the most powerful member of the Avengers at this point with this roster. Her and Thor. So there's not a whole lot that the X-Men are going to be able to do against that.
That would have been interesting if like Rogue had like taken like Monica Rambeau's power.
Or Thor's. Could you imagine that?
Oh yeah. But no, just to even be able to change in the different forms of energy. I mean, something Rogue's done a lot.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah. Or if she had taken she did take Dr. Druid's, but she didn't really use his powers that much.
Yeah, I know it was more like his like attitude. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but that's another issue.
Then Magneto has to go back to the base.
Yeah, and goes down his trip through memory lane. Yeah. looking through his closet at his old stuff. I thought, why didn't they put a couple of his other old costumes in that closet too, like that bright orange one from when he was in the Savage Land.
Oh yeah. I think we purposely forget that one.
He burned that one right after that stuff. Oh, that bright orange costume.
It was the 70s, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, or the late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do like, and again, like Roger Stern writing Captain American character, because like when Dr. Druid's controlling Dark Star to hold the other super soldiers, like Cap's like thinking, I wish we had a better way to hold the Reds. I don't like this mind control, like basically robbing her of her will.
Right.
That's like a Cap thing. But yeah, at first we see Captain Marvel basically catches up to the X-Men, but she's invisible, so she hears them talking about Magneto.
Yeah.
Because again, that's another great like art of her just like flying out Blackbird.
Yeah.
Magneto's gone. Yeah, this is all good. Oh yeah, Wolverine's claws versus the Black Knight's blade. Yeah.
And Wolverine was actually genuinely surprised that his claws didn't have any effect on that sword. And Black Knight's, well, he says, well, that's because it was forged by a dude named Merlin. There's not a whole lot your claws are going to do against that.
Mm-hmm.
But nice try.
But yeah, at the end when the X-Men get away, like we said before, but I like Dr. Druid like sitting in the shadow.
Yeah, just lurking there. Yeah, just lurking there. Yeah, I love it. This is great.
Oh yeah. All right, ready for number 3?
Yes. Number 3. Onwards.
Man, it's quite the I think this is like the first, maybe I'm trying to remember if it's the only cover where we actually acknowledge like any of the Soviet super.
Oh, well, Crimson Dynamo was on the first issue. Flying in overhead, yeah. But it looked like he was kind of added in after the fact.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Titanium Man choking out Wolverine.
I know. It's great. I love it.
Yep. All right, so pull up the synopsis here. X-Men vs. Avengers number 3 from June 1987. The Soviets strike back. Same team. The Soviet super soldiers, still trapped in the predicament from last issue, finally break free early as Gremlin exits its armor and shakes Darkstar, releasing them from her powers. They all agree to go after Magneto once more for his crimes long ago. On the Blackbird, the X-Men are discussing things. Magneto remains quiet about all the things going on with the asteroid. Druid, still in the jet, believes he is hiding something, and Magneto seems to realize that Druid is actually there. Druid then tries to make contact with the Avengers before the X-Men attack him, as Magneto realized he was there. Rogue absorbs his powers and memories and tells them all that he didn't give away their location. All 3 teams then arrive in Singapore after Druid awakens and alerts the Avengers. Vanguard recognizes Havoc in the streets, but is attacked by Wolverine before he can do anything. Rogue then absorbs his powers and memories, and the entire X-Men team flees to a ship in the bay. There, Storm confronts Magneto. The Soviets arrive at the ship and attack the X-Men, but during the battle, Crimson Dynamo purposely causes the ship to sink. The Avengers arrive, and all 3 teams assist in the evacuation of the boat. Crimson Dynamo's actions are revealed, and Magneto escapes once more. All right, so. But, I don't know. I think Rogue revealing what she looks for in a man, because she kisses Druid on top of the head when she takes his powers, but then she kind of she kind of lays a kiss on Vanguard when he
She
finds.
makes out with Vanguard, yeah, full on the mouth. Yeah, I see how it is. She's not into the older man. I get it.
Where it's like Drew don't have hair on top of his head. She's like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
just do the
It's
top
like, yeah, here's a little kiss on the forehead for you.
of it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And then she gets all arrogant with them. What an absurd question. I've never been better. We have nothing to fear from Anthony Druid. We interrupted his telepathic contact with the Avengers before he could reveal our location. It's so funny.
Love, she's like, your psychic shields are quite strong, Magneto. Did you know that?
Did you know that? Yeah. My favorite part, I think, in this is the fight in the streets between Vanguard and Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
Because Vanguard's power is actually really cool. Like, he's a mutant as well. Not a lot of people know that him and his sister are mutants, and Ursa Major as well.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of have that unique kinship with the X-Men in a sort of way. They're all mutants. But his power is neat. He can reflect basically anything. He can repel any force or any person. It's interesting. Yeah, but when Rogue, I forgot about this part, Phil, when Rogue absorbs his power, it basically causes all of her outer clothing to just fly off of her.
Then she's that Russian accent. It is good. My X-Men garb adapts to your force field better than my outerwear.
Yeah. She calls somebody comrade. Yeah, Comrade Logan has arranged this transport out of here.
Because that's what. Yeah, because Wolverine arranges for them to get on the ship to get out on this freighter. Yeah, well, she gets in the car and she's like, "Yeah, Comrade Logan," and
Comrade Logan.
Sport's like thinking, "Comrade."
Yeah. And I love this part where the X-Men are on the ship, and you see Dazzler. She's sitting there, and she looks so bored. She's like, "Won't you let me take you on a sea cruise?"
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting there singing. She's so it's great. All the characterizations are spot on for these characters. They're all great.
And then Magneto, just thinking about that helmet, because yes, I think this is the issue. Yeah, where they reveal that circuitry inside the helmet where he can basically wipe prejudice from for mutants from the minds of the entire human race.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting concept.
Mm-hmm.
But the Soviet super soldiers arrive to further complicate matters again.
Yep, because they're battling the X-Men on the ship. It's so funny when Wolverine comes in and starts slashing at the Titanium Man armor.
Yeah.
And then the Gremlin pops out with a gun. Maniac, you crippled my armor.
You could have killed me. Yeah. And it's great too. We get a duel between Dazzler and Darkstar, light versus dark. I really enjoyed that. That's cool. And Storm kicking Ursa Major right in the face. Even without her powers, Storm was a badass here.
Exactly. And then
I love it.
Vanguard sending Rogue flying up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's prepared for her now.
And then Wolverine just climbing up the ship with those claws.
Yeah.
When he gets to the Titanium Man.
Yeah. It's so good. I love this artwork so much.
But Captain America. Well, Wolverine finds Captain America, and then it's no time to fight.
Yeah, we don't have time to duel it out. Oh, and here's the part that I mentioned a little while ago.
Yep.
Vanguard versus Thor. Vanguard hurls his hammer at Thor, and Mjolnir just completely destroys it, demolishes it into dust.
But yeah, like we said, Crimson Dynamos, starts the ship sinking, and then Thor's yelling at Vanguard, the vessel was sinking before the Avengers arrived. He's like, Vanguard's like, you don't think we? And Thor's like, would the X-Men cripple their means of escape?
Yeah, why would the X-Men blow up the ship that they're on? What sense does that make? And then this next page, this is hilarious, Phil, with Ursa Major. She-Hulk trying to help him out of the place that they're in, the compartment in the ship that's rapidly filling with water. And so he decides to transform back to his human form. And Havoc says, "Why didn't you do that before?" And Ursa Major replies, "I am vulnerable this way." And She-Hulk says, "Yeah, no kidding."
Because he's naked when he
Because he's
teaches.
totally naked. Oh, I love it. Yeah, this is so good. And then you see the Crimson Dynamo get his comeuppance by his own team.
Oh yeah.
That's what I liked. I liked this the best of all. This wasn't just a thing with the Soviet super soldiers being like, "Oh, it's all for one and one for all" type of stuff. No, they realized that he screwed up.
Oh yeah.
And he put all their lives in danger. And not only that, but he jeopardized the lives of everybody else on the ship, all the crew.
Well, yeah, because they even say to him, they're like, "Yeah, we joined with you to bring Magneto to justice. Who killed all those sailors." He's like, "But now, you put in danger. You put even more in danger."
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So they haul him right out on the carpet for that. And I loved that. I thought that was the best part of the issue, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Because even Captain Marvel yells at him like, "You had no regard for human life."
Yeah.
But then I guess
He committed the same crime Magneto perpetuated against your people.
Mm-hmm. But then, Magneto, I guess, snuck off to this other ship.
Yeah. How convenient.
Exactly.
We knew that was going to happen.
All right. Ready for the last one?
Yes, number 4 with a different penciler. I forgot about this as well.
Oh, yeah.
Keith Pollard. I'd totally forgotten about that. It's been that long since
I know, me too.
Yeah.
All right. So, X-Men vs. Avengers number 4 from July 1987, Day of Judgment. Different writers too. Tom DeFalco and Jim Shooter.
Oh, I missed that too.
Missed
Okay.
that. Yeah.
Wow.
Tom
All right.
DeFalco and Jim Shooter. Penciler Keith Pollard. Inkers Joseph Rubenstein, Bob McLeod, Al Williamson, and Al Milgram. So yes, 4 inkers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So something must have happened that.
Yeah, it does feel like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Colorist, I believe this is the same. Max Sheely, letterer Joe Rosen, and editors still here, Mark Grunwald and Ann Nocenti. So yeah, something must have knocked our writer and penciler and ink.
I wonder if it was originally intended only to be a 3-issue miniseries, and at the last minute they extended it to be 4. And maybe Roger Stern was like, "Well, I've only written 3, and I don't have time to write another one, so have Tom DeFalco do it."
I was trying to remember 87 was Mark Silvestri working on anything? Was he penciling X-Men at the time?
He did some Web of Spider-Man.
Oh,
I think around then. I think maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels weird for a 4-issue mini all of a sudden. Yeah, a bunch of
I know. The whole creative team changes. Yeah. It's weird. And the whole, as we'll discover in this, the whole tone of this issue is different from the other 3 as well. It's basically a courtroom drama, this whole issue.
Oh, yeah.
For a big chunk of it, anyways. Yeah.
What is... Looking at the characters, because there's a weird... who's James Jaspers?
I don't know. Yeah.
Because it says, according to the entry for Mad Jim Jaspers in the official handbook of the Marvel Universe A to Z hardcover volume 6, the James Jaspers seen here was not the Earth 616 version, as this issue took place after his death, but before his resurrection. Which, hey, when that happens, the true identity and origin of the James Jasper seen here is presently unknown. So who is but it's not telling me who James Jaspers is. All right, let's get to this synopsis. The The Avengers barge into a Singapore office demanding that they be given some sort of information on Magneto. The government is tight-lipped, but the matter has become international. Demand they tell them. The leader is then called and Magneto has been spotted. It is also revealed that the X-Men have turned themselves over. Magneto is wandering the streets when someone recognizes him, causing something of a riot. He is found by 3 mutants, Crawler, Slider, and Lico, who bring him to the light. The light finally trust him that he is Magneto, and they all rejoice at his arrival, as they have been waiting for him. They are then attacked, and Magneto helps them win and then flees. The X-Men, tired of waiting to be either prosecuted or not, escape the van and fly away with it to freedom. The Avengers then meet with Mr. Ronalds, who is angry that the Avengers will not go after the escaped X-Men. Hello, Noel. The
I
first
know.
AVSX.
The original, yes.
Oh, yes, 1987. Roger Stern and Mark Silvestri, or at least for the first 3 issues.
For the first 3 issues. Yeah. And then a whole different creative team for this one.
Yep. Of course, he did another 4-issue limited series I had.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, there's another one we all got to cover someday. It's like Mephisto versus, and like each issue, it's like either the Avengers or the Fantastic Four. I forget.
Yeah. That was a good one. Yeah.
From around this
good
time.
idea, Phil. Yeah. Definitely.
Magneto is modifying his helmet with Lico when the Avengers finally confront the X-Men, revealing that they were following them to attempt to find Magneto's location. Magneto teleports all Avengers but Captain America away and consults with them. He surrenders himself to the government. Back at Xavier's mansion, Psylocke and Longshot watch the Magneto trial on television. The trial does not look to be going well on Magneto's side, and he is getting frustrated. It is revealed that Lico and Slider were killed when Magneto was taken, and only Crawler lived from the riot attack. At the end of the issue, Magneto uses his helmet to set himself free from the trial, much to people's anger. What's that, Noel? That's so bad. Do it. What the
I wonder if
Mephisto one?
It's the Mephisto one. Yeah.
I can't remember. Yeah, that thing. That's right. It might be Avengers, Fantastic Four. Was it X-Men and X Factor? Maybe I can't remember. So it might have been a bunch of group.
Yeah, I don't remember if I even read all of those. I don't think I did.
Yep, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I don't think I read all those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be fun to revisit those.
Oh yeah, I think is that where well no, I'm trying to remember. It's where what is that one of the times Franklin Richards kicks Mephisto's ass? I can't remember.
Oh yeah. They talked about it in that Fantastic Four annual that we covered.
Yeah.
But
yeah, this one, the Avengers barging in, saying, demanding answers, and the X-Men just sitting in that I guess that prison van.
Even though they could break out at any time they wanted to.
Well, yeah, even Thor even tells the guy, fool, you can only hold the X-Men for as long as they consent to be held.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a funny scene when they all start shooting at Magneto, and he like puts up that magnetic field and just starts collecting the bullets in like a big
and hurls them at them in a sphere. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I love it when they do something interesting with Magneto's powers.
Mm-hmm.
When he's not just reflecting the bullets back at them or something basic like that. Like when he's doing something interesting or creative with his powers. I'm always a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, and then again, he meets this big group of mutants. That guy, the Light, who's basically like
the Light, yeah.
Who power
is the truth.
He knows that someone's telling the truth just for, when they say something.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we said he's like that's how he built a fortune because he knows when people are lying or not.
Right.
But then the soldiers or whatever find them and start gunning down mutants. So Magneto goes nuts. Basically, what looks like he's like blowing up guns in guys' hands and stuff. And
yeah, he starts losing his losing his patience rapidly at the end of this.
Because this is kind of pushing him toward, should I use that helmet?
Which, we see what happens.
The X-Men, decide to escape.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, once Magneto contacts everyone, because the Avengers and the X-Men are about to get into it again, but then, he brings the X-Men and Captain America to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because, he says the Captain America,
He's going to use that helmet power on Captain America.
Well, first
or so he thinks.
Yeah, well, first he says, Cap, you're an honorable man, perhaps the most honorable man on the entire planet. I brought you here because I'm unresolved. I don't know what to do. And then Captain America tells him, he's like, I'm afraid I can't make things easier. He says, I believe in the sanctity of the individual. A man should be free to make up his own mind, having his own thoughts, even if that man is a bigot.
Right.
That's when Magneto blasts him with it. He basically says, now, he's like, let me hear your opinion after I've totally eradicated any anti-mutant feelings you might have had. And Cap still has the same answer.
It's the same answer.
And Magneto's like, no, it is impossible. I've always believed that all humans secretly hated mutants, but you didn't have any anti-mutant feelings. You never did. He starts ripping that circuitry out of his helmet.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I get Cap's point, but is it? I don't know. Is there a flaw in this logic? Because if you're a bigot, do you have a brain?
It's debatable.
Yes.
That's debatable.
And I never got that in the Marvel universe. It's like people hate mutants more than other superhumans just because they were born with their powers. I
guess. Or because they're scarier. Like some of them look like inhuman, so
I guess, but
they lump them all into that category and think that they're all like inhuman or whatever. I don't know.
No, but again, I'm looking for logic and bigotry. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it's so funny. They threw in Psylocke and Longshot.
I know. There's just that one page. There's a couple panels of them sitting there on the sofa watching TV. Like, oh, too bad they wanted us to stay out here at the ranch, holding down the fort while they did all this stuff. Because Psylocke would have been able to foil all the stuff that Dr. Druid did.
And maybe Magneto, because I think he said he didn't use that helmet before because Charles Xavier could have like blocked him or something,
Right. And Longshot could have used his powers to some effect during the fight. Yeah, it was weird having those two sit this out.
Oh, this Jaspers guy he's the prosecutor. So I wonder where did he appear in an X-Men before or something? I don't know. But yeah, but I know that Gabriel Haller, who's defending Magneto, she's appeared before, but
I don't remember these other characters. Yeah, this courtroom drama stuff is kind of a snooze fest to me. Like all the courtroom stuff is boring to me.
Yeah, because
in comic books or TV or movies or whatever, the minute they set foot in the courtroom, my eyes start to like grow heavy. I'm like, oh yeah, time for a nap.
Well, once again, they beat you over the head with X-Men 150.
Yeah, we've heard all this before. I get it. Yeah.
And then the stuff from Australia, New Zealand. Remember when the X-Men are basically make their way to the Savage Land?
Right? Yeah.
So you heard it here first, kids. Yes, Australia, New Zealand, close neighbors of the Savage Land.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. Yes. After a fashion.
Yes. Oh God, don't say that. I could see someone trying to roll the Savage Land as
a hard master.
You're gonna be swinging around in a loincloth. Come on.
with a saber-toothed tiger.
The deck master.
Strongest wrists down under.
I don't know about that loincloth, Ray. You leave certain areas vulnerable.
Tight.
But yeah, I mean but yeah, then the prosecutor calls Captain America to the stand and wants to, is the Magneto telling the truth in your opinion? He says, "No, I do not believe that Magneto has really learned the error of his ways, even though he himself may think he has."
Well, he's trying to like forcibly tamper with people's minds
Oh
on
yeah.
on a widespread scale.
Mhm.
So obviously he still has some growing to do, some evolution, and some soul searching to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I do like the prosecutor. He's calling Captain America because he's like, he's an expert witness. He has unquestionable experience in regard to superhuman criminals in general and Magneto in particular.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, Magneto thinks that like lead judge is like anti-mutant or something. So
Yeah.
because then he, he actually brings Captain Marvel to him, and because he's he says, Liko can detect other mutants. He wants this because he thinks the judge might be a mutant or something.
Mm-hmm.
A radical who means to martyr me. So he asks Captain Marvel to go get Liko, the young girl, but when she finds the that crew, yeah, most of them are dead already.
Yeah.
Including Liko, the young girl. That's dark.
Yeah.
But Captain Marvel then invisibly checks out that judge who she hears him talking, but yeah, no, the judge is human. But again, I mean,
adds a whole other dynamic to it.
Yeah, but Magneto's not 100% sure. But he reaches out and brings that helmet to him. I mean, talk about an Omega level mutant. I mean, he's pulling that helmet from
miles away. Yeah.
What, Singapore?
Yeah. The whole other time zone, practically.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. It's crazy.
So, yeah. So then the next day, right before the verdict's about to be read, the Magneto causes a blackout.
Yeah, how convenient, right?
Brings that helmet to him. But yeah, he actually does zap that judge. But then he destroys the helmet. I must now obliterate the helmet and its circuitry so I can never be tempted by it again. So he goes out, and of course, the judge is just like, Magneto. Yeah, because again, it's the point they were making is what the mutants were, never acknowledged the Geneva Convention. Magneto was basically like an army in the for the mutant nation or whatever.
Yeah, like he was the spokesperson for his own movement. Yeah.
So yeah, you see some shocked faces. Wolverine. He's like, I thought we would have seen a panel where like Captain America was just like, wait a minute, did he?
Yeah, like he would have noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have noticed something strange. Or Dr. Druid would have noticed something strange going on there.
Or Captain Marvel, even after that talk they had.
Right.
Oh, wait, that's the other thing. Is Druid even there?
I was wondering that.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. He's sitting next to the Black Knight.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. But he really don't do anything in this issue.
Yeah. It's weird that he kind of got sidelined here, but again, like Roger Stern wasn't writing him, so
yeah.
And
again, there's a lot of courtroom stuff.
Yeah, true.
Boy, Magneto's found innocent. Then 2 seconds, Dazzler's like giving him a kiss right at on the cheek, looks like, but
yeah.
But then Magneto even doubts himself. He's like, wait a minute, the 2 judges don't even seem shocked that he made that decision. So he was like, wait a minute, was I wrong? He's like, was the judge always going to go this way? Or so even Magneto's not sure. But then there's like a ton of protesters outside.
Well, naturally.
He's like, I didn't anticipate this. I was concerned with the effects of my death. would have on mutant kind. I never. Didn't think about how much it would increase mankind's hatred and fear for us.
Hmm.
What have I done? What have I done?
What have I done?
All right. So thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, this was kind of weird. Like I mentioned before, the tone of this issue is very different from the other three.
Yes.
I mean, that goes beyond the change in the creative team for this issue. It's just so different. You don't have the Soviet super soldiers anywhere in here. You don't have any of the intrigue from the asteroid M artifacts. Like, that's besides the helmet, obviously, but everything else, all that other plot is done with. It seemed like most of this issue was a big courtroom scene. And that doesn't hold my attention very much. Yeah, it's no fault of the creative team, of course. I mean, they're all great. The artwork from Keith Pollard in particular is great in this, especially all the action sequence and stuff. And like we're talking about when Magneto was using his powers and to collect all of the bullets and stuff. All of that was excellent. It was magnificent artwork. I just thought, yeah, it was just such a strange thing that we have this shift in the creative team for the last issue. It seems odd to me. So I wonder if, like, originally this was supposed to be a 3-issue miniseries. Like I said, I wonder if they added a 4th on at the end. And there wasn't a time for Roger Stern to write the script for it, so they had Tom DeFalco do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was trying to look up to see if it had any explanation why, like, Roger Stern and Mark Silvestri didn't do that last issue.
Or maybe both of them already had commitments elsewhere and could only commit to doing 3 issues each. But it's just it is strange to me. As a whole, though, I enjoyed this miniseries a lot. A great deal. I think it reads very well, especially if you read it all together from beginning to end without any breaks in between.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, talking about Magneto. He wants to erase anti-mutant prejudice. Roger Stern was going to use this setup to reveal in his final issue that Magneto was basically a bad guy again. However, Marvel editorial disagreed with this, and Stern was removed from the project for the final issue, with Tom and Jim Shooter stepping in to write the final issue.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he
there's the answer.
There was a disagreement, but they said, yeah, Sylvester basically left because he got, I guess this is when he got the job drawing Uncanny X-Men. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That makes sense too. All right. Well, that answers that question.
So Roger Stern wanted him, I guess, go full villain again, and they're like, nah.
Yeah. No, they don't. Yeah.
It was going to happen eventually, but they're like, nah.
Yeah, like a few years later, like what, 2 or 3 years later?
Yeah.
1991. Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I was looking it up. But then because at first I saw a headline where it's like, oh yeah, Roger Stern left Marvel because of a disagreement over something. But I guess it said he left because of the Spider-Man marriage.
Oh, really? Was that the reason? Oh,
I guess, yeah. Because
interesting.
I know, because wasn't that Greg Wright when we talked to him? He said something like a lot of them didn't like that.
Oh,
I did, but I don't know. I guess some of those creators weren't down with it because again,
really?
I think that was a Stan executive decision because he was marrying them off in the newspaper strip. So I guess they would do it in the comics too.
Okay, yeah.
So Stan pretty much overrode everybody. It was just maybe there was
I can't remember who the editor was at the time, but yeah, that's interesting. Well, a lot of creators don't like the main character to be happy. They don't want them to have a happy ending or whatever.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't. It's more. It creates more tension and drama and more impetus to keep reading the story if there's more tragedy and there's more stuff that's going wrong in their life. But to me, I always thought, well, that just adds another dynamic to the tension because now he's married and now he's going to spend the rest of his life with this woman. So that adds, like that whole thing with when she had a stalker and like all this other stuff. For me, it added a whole different level to that stuff.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
idea of somebody being in a long-term relationship with a vigilante, like what type of life that would be like.
and again, it's not like everything's coming up roses just because he has a wife now.
Yeah. If anything, it complicated things more because now, they've got married, but they've got to find a place to live. Like she's got to establish herself. She wants to be a actress and all this other stuff. Like, I don't think it detracted from the storytelling at all.
Yeah, did it again? And they said, "Oh, would it be relatable to maybe the younger fans?" I was like, I started reading Amazing Spider-Man. I was like 10. I was like, it's like right after they got married. I was like, no, this is cool. I'm glad,
And also, like, here's a missed opportunity because for the people that wanted that glimpse of Peter, not being in a relationship or whatever. Do like the old stories, the untold stories of Peter Spider-Man when he was in high school and he'd just gotten his powers and he was still young. He was dating Gwen Stacy and like things were still kind of green for him and he was feeling his way about being a superhero for the first time and all this stuff. Like do a series based upon that.
I mean, yeah. I mean, during like around the time of the Clone Saga, me and Will were just talking about this last night. Untold Tales of Spider-Man. It ran for like 25 issues.
Oh,
Kurt Busiek wrote it.
Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah. And like, I mean, they basically plotted it out because like each issue, I forget what issue it was, but it was maybe I don't know if it was towards the end, but it's like they even gave you a chart where it's like, okay, issue 1 of this series takes place between Amazing Spider-Man, I don't know, like 2 and 3.
Yes.
Yeah, like
absolutely. That's the way to do it.
Like the whole 25 issue series, they're like, okay, this one takes place between this issue and this issue of Amazing Spider-Man, like the first year or so of Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. And Kurt Busiek, I mean, he's the bastard. That's the perfect person to have on that. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, I think they should do more stuff like that, and that way you have that appeal towards the people that don't want to have Peter Parker in a relationship or have him have this constant element of drama and tension in his personal life. Then you still have that. You're back to those days instantly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that. But we'll cover that at some point on Spidercast.
Yeah, I think Lilith and I did the last issue like a while ago, but yeah, man, I've been meaning to pull the trigger on a.
Yeah, that'd be fun to cover.
Yeah, Kurt Busiek wrote it. Yeah, that's right. Pat Olive, the art. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, great.
There's the cover for the first issue. Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah. I think I vaguely remember that a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to remember. I think it just said yes. It lasted like 25 issues. It was like 2 years.
Okay. Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
Nice.
Because there's even some original villains like Kurt Busiek created.
Oh, nice. Even better. Yeah. Yeah. We'll add that to the list for the future.
Exactly. All right. Anything else?
No, I'm glad we went back in time to 1987 when a 9-year-old me was loving this.
Yes.
At least the first issue and the third one. I didn't get issue 2 and 4 until like probably 2 or 3 years later.
And you probably could have just went with 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah. Well, it's all right.
I mean, basically, pretty much. I mean, except for zapping that guy, like I don't know, it didn't change any status quo. I mean, it was still free to run about, and well, I guess maybe I don't know. Maybe was there warrants out for him or anything? So maybe now he's basically just cleared and stuff.
Right, he's exonerated from all. Yeah. It's kind of that last issue is kind of weird, but as a whole, I think the whole thing is good. It's definitely successful, I thought.
Oh yeah. All right, kids. Well, good news, bad news. The bad news is you will not get another episode of X-Men Classics until June. But the reason for that is, yes, we got too much Marvel Tales going on. Did you hear?
But if you're an X fan, you still have a reason to tune into Marvel Tales.
Yes, because after episodes with Iron Man, Thor, and US Agent, after that we're gonna do back to back the first Secret Wars and then Secret Wars 2, which again
That's
there's
right.
X characters in both of those. So
All of that stuff.
oh, Secret Wars 2, all those crossover or all the tie-in issues. There's Uncanny X-Men's in there.
Yeah, Dazzler, I think, right?
Yep, Dazzler's in there. I think.
Yeah, all kinds of reasons for X fans to tune in.
New Mutants is in there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kids. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But when we do come back in June for the next episode, it'll be Uncanny X-Men 246 through 248, and then we'll add in 269 to that.
Oh, I wonder if Lilith's going to join us.
Oh, yes.
We'll have to let her know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I was going to say 246 through 248. Speaking of, at least one or two of those. Is that Silvestri art?
I believe that's the one I picked with the Brood.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. That's a personal favorite of mine. I love that Brood story.
So I think we might even run into where Silvestri ends and Jim Lee takes over, maybe.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, that's possible.
Because I know 269, that's Jim Lee.
Yeah. That's right around there.
I think a lot of that, most of those, I think, are Rogue, because again, I think that's when she goes through the Siege Perilous, and then
right.
269 is when she pops out. Yeah. Savage Light Rogue. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and then no, episode 25 in July is going to be the Brood Uncanny X-Men 232 through 235.
Oh right, yes. Okay.
Yeah, no, the 246 to I think it's 246 to 247. That's when Rogue tackles Nimrod through the Siege Perilous, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, those are all good ones, kids. Yeah.
Oh man, we got some great stuff coming up.
And again, we got all that Secret Wars stuff going on. So yeah, big happenings here, kids. So
that's right.
Secret Wars 1. Yeah. So watch your favorite mutants get their asses beat by Spider-Man.
Yeah, it did happen.
So many of our favorite characters are in there. Dude.
Yeah. Ultron.
Oh yeah. Galactus, Fantastic Four in there.
Yeah.
All right, kids. So so send your thoughts. Again, lots of good stuff coming. All right, here we go. All right, so remember, email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find pretty much any episode we've done at CapesLunatics.wordpress.com. Help support us by buying new merch or classic merch at TeePublic or Spring. And again, deadlier than any Omega level mutant, Lilith Hellfire demands that you rain random money on us like it's Asteroid M, kids. Through the Cash App link. And of course the Patreon, where Lilith and I give you exclusive uncensored content every month. And if you are a Patreon subscriber like our good friend Justin here, you can
join me in the elite.
Yes, join the elite and send us suggestions, requests for us to talk about. And again, it doesn't have to be comics, can be anything. But yeah, subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
And since I mentioned Lilith, yes, April 4th through 6th, you may be able to find her at is it Awesome Con in DC this
right, yes.
She's going to be part of a panel on the Friday the 4th.
Yeah. Love it.
Yep. So check that. Yeah. Because one of our guests an author we talked to this summer, Nick the Wolf. Yeah, I guess he's running that panel, and he got a hold of me. It's like, hey, can Lilith join? So I'm like, I'll forward the information.
I love it.
I think it's like, what is it, like breaking something. Yeah, because I think is it for women or people of color, maybe both. But yeah, it's like breaking the stereotypes and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Love it.
And hopefully, I have requested that Miss Hellfire get some audio so I can put the audio up as a case.
Yes. Yeah, that would be great.
Yay, an episode I don't have to do. Yeah. All right. And of course, this Justin the Owl. Well, got to put that up early. But
That's
yes, you can catch him here every week on Marvel Tales, X-Men Classics, sometimes both. You can find him monthly on One World Under Doom, the Doctor Doom podcast, Energon Universe for all the new Transformers and G.I. Joe stuff. He's now the monthly host at the end of the month with me and Ray on Ultimate Spider Cast, where we talk Scarlet Spider, or Slingers is coming in here.
Slingers soon to be. Yeah.
Yes. And of course, over on Capes Lunatic Sidekicks, you can catch him at least once a month on We're the Night,
The Batman podcast.
Talking Azrael or Meow May is coming up. We're going to talk some Catwoman.
Yeah, Catwoman. Soon to
Anarchy.
be Anarchy in the summer.
And of course, you can catch him every so often on Electric Mullet, the Superman podcast, where we're talking all the 90s Superman right now.
Yes.
In order.
Yep.
Perhaps a big mega episode at the end of the year.
Yes, a big one's coming. Indeed.
Yes. But as you can, if you're watching this on YouTube, you know this man is not satisfied with that many podcasts. He needs more. So catch him on these shows.
Yes, every month, me and Russell on Gamma Charge discuss either the sensational She-Hulk or the Immortal Hulk. We're covering both series and having a great time. And we have a Patreon as well, so check that out. And we are joined by the aforementioned High Priest of Khonshu, Ray, to discuss some classic Dark Horse comics with Sparky, featuring the Predator from Fox's movies and original media. And over on the Lost Library of Legends, my solo show, I am doing a multiple-part retrospective on a title from the 90s from the Malibu Ultraverse called The Strangers.
Going back to the 90s here, bitch. It's me, your old pal, the Owl.
I'll have a new episode on that, hopefully coming out next weekend.
Oh.
I love it.
Tap, tap, tapping my way downtown. Giant sized man thing. Scream at! Well, that escalated.
Oh my. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this travesty of justice.
Yes. Courtroom drama at its finest.
Yes. All right, like I said, no new X-Men episode till June, but you're still going to be getting X characters. Stay tuned to Marvel Tales.
Yes. Check out Secret Wars 1 and 2 over there.
Oh, yeah.
All your X characters. And send in your feedback. We'll read it live on the show.
Yeah, please. I wonder how does Noel feel about Secret Wars 1 and 2?
I think I remember him saying he liked the first one.
Sounds like we're going to do 3 episodes on the original Secret Wars. I'm like, boy, I wonder if we could get some of our friends to get a guest for
Some guests, yeah, maybe.
All right, kids, come back next time. And remember, watch your head.